hey, Nathan.
Hey, you want to do a demo with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. Here we are. We got the speedy crashing prevention demo. It's going to be fun. It's going to be Backwards Bob. We're going to meet a new character. He's actually Backwards Bob. He's friends with Right Way Rhonda here, who was our honorary safety member last year. But this year, it's going to be a Backwards Bob demo. Stay tuned. It's going to be fun. All right, here we are. We're going to go ahead and do the backwards demo part of this. This is Backward Bob's team. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. All we got to do is find the UPS logo in the Where's Waldo picture. Can you see it? If not, maybe pause the video now and see what happens. So we got two parts here. Actually, one is going to be speeding and one is going to be crash prevention. So hopefully, we're going to start with the crash prevention side. Everybody knows that all good kids love milk. Well, kind of, right? If not, we're going to go ahead and go right over here. Aim high in steering, get the big picture, keep your eyes moving, leave yourself an out, and the last one, make sure they see you. Now that's an important one. We want to make sure that we're always making sure they can see us. Because ultimately, crash prevention is key. Now, the next one, we want to make sure that the crash prevention, we are actually going to stay away from the distraction. The distractions of cell phones, radios, GPS, right? GPS is the big one. Or those lytic cameras, or the distracted driving, or whatever it is, those noisy boxes on the windshield, right? That's distraction, believe it or not. Food and drink, room. We want to make sure that we're not having conversations, those long conversations. Make sure we're getting those out of the way. All right, next one, crash prevention. Now that's going to be side swipes. Side swipes, we want to make sure that when we're merging those lanes and changing lanes, hopefully, we're going to make sure that we're using proper mirror adjustments, right? We're also going to be using proper mirror usage, proper use of signals, understanding width and length of the vehicle. That could be a 28, a set, 45, 53, or in Alaska or something like that. It might be a triple 45. You're like, what? It happens. Yielding the right of way. We always want to make sure we're yielding the right of way, especially on those roundabouts, because holy moly, it's a mess. Attention to hazards. We want to make sure we're paying attention to those hazards ultimately in the roadway. That's the last thing we want. If something happens, something fall off a truck, whatever the case is, who's laying there in the roadway, paying attention. We're going to prevent those side swipes from happening, because your first instant reaction is going to be move lanes. Well, if you're not using your proper mirrors or using your mirrors properly, ultimately, you're going to try to get over as soon as something happens. Side swipe. Last thing we want. All right, come on this way. We'll figure out the next one. Yell! Right? We've all heard yell! Yell at intersection. We're going to yield the right of way. Expect the unexpected. Look! Left, right, left. And lastly, leave yourself an out. Here's a fun number for you. 242,000 side swipes actually happen. They actually happen in the transportation industry, and that is a gigantic number. It is only 2.7% of accidents are side swipes. However, out of that number, we have 2,500 fatalities every single year. And us as UPSers, we want to make sure that we are staying safe and we're keeping others safe on the road too. So when we go back to those distractions, We want to make sure that we have as minimal distractions as possible and we are staying safe and keeping everybody else safe on the road. So let's go ahead and head on over to the speeding portion of this. This right here, this is the legal jargon of speeding, but I'm going to sum it up in 2 words. Slow down. It's that easy. Slow down. We get paid by the minute. Slow down. Not the hour. We don't get paid by the hour. We get paid by the minute. Just slow down. We're going to go ahead and save a lot of time and a lot of effort by slowing down. But if for some reason you do speed, there's some outstanding numbers here. With an increase of 10% average leads to the following: 21% increase in all injuries, 33% increase in all fatal and severe injuries, and 46% increase in fatal accidents. That's a gigantic number. Just slow down. And you don't even have to worry about those percentages because ultimately, drivers traveling at higher speeds, right, have less time to identify and react to hazards in the road. It also takes us, semi-truck drivers, longer to stop. We all know that. When we hit the brakes, it takes a long time, especially for loaded. It takes a long time to make sure that we stop. And we are more likely to be involved in severe crashes. Ultimately, higher speeds, more crashes. Bad, right? All right. Now, if you do exactly what I tell you to do, and that is slow down, what happens? We're going to read it right here. Number 1, you're saving lives. Less fatalities, you're saving lives. Number 2, we're going to go ahead and reduce the severity of the crashes. Holy moly. Just like I mentioned up there, it's going to bring the severity of those levels down. 60 to 55 miles an hour. You're doing on this field. It's going to bring the severity, the intensity of those accidents down. That's what we want. This also increases the time to respond to something in your path. Now I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Just slow down. It's going to go ahead and prevent, or at least help eliminate, a lot of those sideswipe accidents. We had one in our center. It was a sideswipe accident. Unfortunately, the guy came over and hit us in the bumper. That's the last thing I want, is for somebody to have that on their shoulders or our shoulders, and somebody now all of a sudden dies because of a fatality accident. Just be safe. Just watch your mirrors. Just watch your speed. That simple. And with that, we'll leave it with that. Bye.